our journey down the rabbit hole of this absolutely insane Mort conspiracy theory has been nothing short of perilous and brutal. Everything we have learned, everything that we know has led us to this very moment. If you haven't watched this Mort conspiracy series in its entirety, I would highly recommend you go to the playlist and check out the entire lineup, because if you don't, not only are you gonna have absolutely no idea what the hell is going on in this video, but you also won't believe that a lot of the stuff is real life, and it is absolutely psychotic the amount of evidence there is that backs up a lot of these wild and insane claims. I would also recommend you head over to the mad scientist himself, the Theorizer's channel, and check out the entire like 20,000 part video series of this conspiracy series to watch it in its rawest form, so you guys are not forced to listen to me babble like an idiot. So far we have learned that Mort from Madagascar isn't just some dumb cute little cuddly squirrel looking thing, but he is actually an almighty godlike being with powers of the divine, and may be the most powerful being in the entire known universe. There is an entire multiverse of Mort for which he traverses and one by one slays and conquers himself for the sole purpose of becoming even more powerful. There is a secret underground society of the French Empire seeking to rise up and revolt against the intelligent animal beings to allow the humans to continue to be the most powerful creatures. We learned that Dreamworks want to be Disney and Pixar so bad and created a universe where every single movie is connected in some way. But what does it all mean? Just before this video, I did about 3 hours of meditation and hot yoga, and I rubbed 5 different essential oils in every crevice of my body, so my mind, body, and spirit is about as prepared as I can get it, and I still don't think that it's enough. But without any further ado, without wasting any more time, the Mort theory just got real intense. Dreamworks theory. Let's see what we got. What in God's name? Now, this could just be me, bro, but anytime somebody has sleep paralysis, I assume that this is the demon that's lurking at the corner of their bed waiting to pounce on their cheeks. What was that the demonic, devilish creature?
You're not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. Nobody can possibly be ready for this. I have never before created a video like the one you are about to see. This is part 21 of my theory on Mort from Madagascar. If you haven't seen parts 1 through 20 yet, I will link the playlist above now. Or you could keep watching this one unprepared, which would be, well, certainly an experience of some sort. Basically, there are 6 theories on Mort himself, then my 8 theories on the lore of Shrek, then my theory on the humans of Madagascar, and my theory on the film Over the Hedge. This left us at part 17 back in February, where I revealed the purpose of all this, that the cute little lemur from Madagascar is at the center of a massive, shocking truth interwoven through every single Dreamworks film. It is not a joke in the slightest, and it's absolutely unlike anything. Part 17 was manic, but it was just a taste of this video. This video being
oh my gosh.
You'll see that I did, in fact...
Bro, I've got goosebumps, dude. The hair on my arm is standing, and I am sweating in places where I should not be sweating, dude. I am nervous. My heart is beating, bro. This is
videos to the playlist.
This is intense.
And thus, we've been bumped up to part 21, basically. Have you seen them? Good. Because last we spoke, I revealed to you my prime discovery, the French pattern. Now it's time to solve the truth of this pattern. This is my grand unifying Dreamworks theory.
Oh my gosh. I hope you're ready, because I'm not. Y'all know what the deal is. Go give him a big old juicy spanking on his like and sub. Show him some love. The Theorizer loves getting spanked. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Go spank
I'm
him.
the Theorizer. I like mystery, history, and long walks on the omniversal fabric. I also like roasting Lovecraftian demons on skewers, or so my meme desperation would imply. So we're currently at around the 5-hour and 15-minute mark of this Mort playlist, and things can finally get interesting-er. I'll have you know that I've reached the point of being, well, just speechless. Tenfold more than I was even in that alien cult video, because things are finally getting real. Commenters delivered a lot of nifty stuff, a lot of stuff I've been hinting at for this video, but a lot of stuff that has completely slipped my mind as well. There were even a couple things I didn't register until I found them autonomously, but for the key ones that go to commenters, I will credit it as such. Unfortunately, there were lots of repeat points, so I'm not sure who to credit with what and when. We'll see how the evidence plays out, but luckily most of this is just the culmination of my years of foreshadowing, because it once again appears as though I have stumbled upon something horrifying. And
My
this time,
gosh.
something that permeates through all of Dreamworks.
Every time this man says he has stumbled upon something, it never ends up good. It never ends up well, dude.
Myself. I have been referencing something, building to something. A freelance organization funded by the gods that seeks to suppress animal intelligence and, more importantly, the core of them all, the faceless being of destruction, Mort himself. This video is going to have far more offhand revelations than usual, which is to say that there will be many game-changing twists here that I will not dwell on.
What
but
in
hope you
God's
wrap your head
name,
around as quickly
dude?
as possible. So we can quickly start off with the gigantic titan snail that the Bell Gods worship. As it turns out, this crazy development from All Hail King Julian is explicitly connected to both Turbo and Monsters vs. Aliens, which is a revelation I exhumed in tandem with a viewer on Twitter. You see, last time I deemed Monsters vs. Aliens to be a critical chunk in the Dreamworks timeline, given how it displays the issues of forced evolution in humanity. It contains such important developments as the missing link, or the attempted creation of a sentient entity, or the mutation of insects, and Susan. The implication is that humans are on a sort of path, trying, intentionally and not, to force evolve themselves unnaturally, and the results are problematic. Beings like Dr. Cockroach doing what he does, failing like he fails. This is the Monsters vs. Aliens piece. The Turbo piece, however,
Okay,
is something we
so
went into
this is basically saying that Monsters vs. Aliens is sort of the origin. Is sort of the build up for this whole thing, bro. This is where we see sort of animals and things try to make themselves unnaturally more advanced, and those have dire and catastrophic consequences. So it is a very, very bad thing.
As the missing link, or the attempted creation of a sentient entity,
I got
or
that.
The mutation of insects, and Susan. The implication is that humans are on a sort of path, trying, intentionally and not, to force evolve themselves unnaturally, and the results are problematic. Beings like Dr. Cockroach doing what he does, failing like he fails. This is the Monsters vs. Aliens piece. The Turbo piece, however, is something we went into a bit deeper last time. In Turbo, the plotline is basically a French race car driver facing off against snails. The rise in animal intelligence is the snails, and he is the faceless organization's representative in said film. Pause quickly. I will hereby stop referring to this faceless organization as a faceless organization. For many months now on Twitter and on my second channel, and to myself, I have referred to them as what they are. The France-established exterminator terminators. Why do I call them this? Because it's what they are.
Oh my gosh! I know you guys caught that!
Established exterminator
France-established exterminator terminators. F-E-E-T. Feet. And what is Mort obsessed with? Oh my gosh, bro, it's starting to spiral. It is starting to come together.
Because it's what they are.
We're closing in.
It's a long title, so I've just been calling them by their acronym, FEET, because they are Mort's weakness. Oh, my goosebumps have goosebumps. Have I outdone myself?
No, not really.
Alright, so Gigonye is a part of the FEET organization, very obviously, very clearly, and on Twitter, me and user at Doom4Zombies had an enlightening conversation about the nature of oxymoronic gastropods, and I'm not talking about Gary. Not today, anyway.
Oh
There's something
my
here.
gosh.
Do you see the connection? The French eat snails. This is a critical plot point seen everywhere, most notably in All Hail King Julian, where we discover that the world's most intelligent snails have departed to Madagascar so as to evade French cuisine. It's fascinatingly specific. Here's the big one, though. At the very end of Monsters vs. Aliens, we get another one of those pesky offhand comments. This time, it's from the general.
Is he wearing a Shrek pin? Is that Shrek? That's Shrek, dude.
This time, it's from the general. The general's existence
Holy
is
chin! Is that
the
Jay Leno?
idea of a secret international organization revolving around the assimilation of evolved humans. That's literally the plot of the film. His offhand comment, that's what gets me though. The general ends the movie by saying he needs the monsters on another mission already, and guess what that mission is? Taking down a giant snail named Escargantua. This is exactly like Jingle Jangle, and can you guess where this is happening? Can you possibly, for the life of you, guess where this giant force-evolved mutated snail is wreaking havoc?
Stop!
France.
France!
Mutation is also...
Oh my gosh! So the general from Monsters vs. Aliens needs to recruit the monsters to take down and stop the empire of Escargantuan just wreaking havoc in France, just like they were doing in All Hail King Julian. It's starting to heat up in here, dude. My sweat is starting to sweat, dude. Like it's getting musty in here, starting to stink, bro. I can't handle this.
The subplot of All Hail King Julian in the episode where they mutate the mango into literally becoming a conscious Lovecraftian beast that absorbs people, and then they nuke it to pieces. Mutation, Lovecraft beast, mango. Just like the sky god fruits. All of these plot threads and a couple more are so entangled with every Dreamworks film that it's quite frightening, actually. So maybe we shouldn't be letting Madagascar off the hook so easy. Is there more to its core I've been missing, perhaps? As I determined in my traumatic viewing of All Hail King Julian,
Very
the sky
traumatic.
gods are localized to Madagascar because of, most likely, Mort. There's little doubt in my mind that this is the case, of course. The fruits reign supreme over the sky gods' heaven because they are them. This was one of several conclusions during my original
Right, the
6
fruits are the sky
They are
gods.
keeping
Right.
tabs and have pinned Mort here so as to gain the upper hand. A small leap in any other canon, but a graceful stepping stone here. I have great reason to believe that one of the main reasons Madagascar has evolved differently than the rest of the world, why it has profoundly unique wildlife, being the only place in the entire world to have lemurs in it, is because of the sky gods. I'm telling you, they're doing this.
What?
It's the way Dreamworks has unfolded the lore in their story. Clever as all hell, it roots back to Mort. As smart Mort is aware of the sky gods, Mort knows, and parts of him are unruly, hence this whole mess in the first place. Mordecus Con, anyone? Suppression. But the big question: how do the French tie into all this? How does this organization that is so desperate to stop animal intelligence...
Because
how do
they're
they tie
French,
into
they
all
always
this?
just get
It's quite
involved in
simple,
things.
really. If you haven't guessed, they are aligned with the sky gods.
They are aligned?
That's certain. But now we know it must have even more
So
weight.
the French are in cahoots with the sky gods? Dude,
Previously anticipated because we see
where are we going
humans
with this?
in All Hail King Julian studying Mort. They rip him from his habitat and come back night after night analyzing him. He is genetically anomalous, which is to say he is without a species, or rather, that Mort is every species at once, evenly distributing his intelligence so he can return to form with an army of his own, the entire animal kingdom. This is why they wear freaking hazmat suits for a tiny-ass mouse lemur. We've been over this. Scientists can't classify him.
Wait, whoa, we not just gonna skip over that. So Mort is every species of animal, and he is spreading his power throughout the entire Pixar universe, for then he can build up an army and conquer the universe. Dude, bro, this is I didn't think you could get any more wild and crazy than we already did, bro. Like, this is psychotic, dude.
Scientists can't classify him. His genetics are alien. Mort states this in show. This is known. But now we're on the receiving end of the theorizing. This human angle. They're all tied in here just as hard, and if you don't believe me, get a load of Madagascar's official national language, French. Spoken only in tandem with the native language, Malagasy, they speak French because Madagascar was colonized by France itself. And if you still don't believe me, get...
I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that was a coincidence. The French colonized Madagascar. Madagascar is the home of the lemurs. The leader of the lemurs is Mort. Oh my god, bro. The French know what they doing, bro. The French knew that Mort was rising to power, so they had to seize control and colonize the entire island of Madagascar, dude. Oh my gosh, your history teacher will not be happy with this.
The penguins, who I determined to be on the forefront of this war for animal intelligence, end the third film by shipping the Feet Organization's very own lead general to Madagascar itself, Dubois, in a box sent to the front lines. The snails and their exodus from enemy territory, jingle jangle the mutation angle, the linchpin is that every time humans rise up, there's an animal just waiting there to stop them, with utmost desperation and underhandedness. Each keeps the other in place, and they're so desperate, my god. One are physically powerful, one are mentally powerful, and the war is nested in the overlap. An overlap established and maintained by the true forces in this game, Mort and the Sky Gods.
Dude, this is crazy, bro. We got an entire cinematic universe here that is leading to an all-out universal war. Mort and the Sky Gods versus the French Revolution, dude. An epic climactic battle beyond human comprehension, dude. This is crazy.
This is what
Nah, bro, this is getting out of hand.
France established exterminator terminators have been desensitized into believing that Mort is the ultimate threat. I bet they've been promised immortality. How do I know this? His name is Death, for he is Mort, the leader.
Yeah.
You were all hung up on the fact that he's the Grim Reaper, but not the fact that I keep repeating, which is that Mort means death in French. All Romance languages have a similar sounding origin where...
Wait! Oh, dude, stop, bro.
Latin is classically cooler sounding. We now know that not to be the case.
In French!
I keep mentioning this, although thank you commenters for stating it even clearer, as many of you ended up independently concurring. They call him Mort, for he is death, the great Grim Reaper that claims them all, the promised evil. As for whether the Sky Gods can genuinely prescribe immortality, I do not know, I do not care. The Feet Organization seems to believe it with all their might. Let's not forget, of course, that Nana is also a part of all this, as it is her infamous link to Dubois that I was trying to figure out for 3 years following that video I made in 2018 on them. This is it. Nana is Russian, a recurring theme in the spin-off show, Oligarch Dolphins, anyone? Remember in part 1 when I said, speaking of the Soviet Union, this is it. The skills, the madness, the Nana. She's not explicitly French, which is why that video's whole purpose was to serve this link. Force evolved exterminator terminators is more like it, though I'd rather stick to the term I've got already, as I found the French connection to be far more critical here. So Madagascar as an island is also a crucial factor here. With that in mind, let's apply our newfound knowledge to the Shrek videos, where we find many candidates with similar motivations, traits, and pattern clicking.
Farquaad?
Lord Farquaad, for one, fits the bill in at least some ways. Once again, this was something I kind of was iffy on, but commenters, as usual, have bulldozed it into view. The top comment regarding this contained a reply that solidifies Farquaad even harder.
And the kingdom has a French... Duloc is French? I never would have guessed that, dude. I never would have guessed Duloc is French, bro. That makes a lot of sense.
After a former Quebec city, or in other words...
This kind of makes a lot of sense, bro, because Lord Farquaad looks like somebody who eats like bougie-ass French toast every morning and baguettes. Looks just like it.
The fact of the matter is that Farquaad's task is literally to eliminate highly evolved, intelligent life, and we know that he's not the only purist in this series because the fairy godmother follows suit and has magic, supernatural forces granted to her by Who exactly? Unclear. The gods, perhaps? This much we cannot know for certain, but if it is the case, then it's most certainly the baby stages of this whole conspiracy. Let's not forget one of my most insane videos, the Reggie one, which concluded that Merlin and the fairy godmother possibly have an intricate connection between them in the form of a musical meme cult designed to usurp the royals. A cult, you say? Sounds kind of like the medieval beginnings of an organization. Remember how I said Robin Hood looked like Reggie and Farquaad? Robin Hood, the musical man who was so underhandedly desperate to eliminate Shrek, the intelligent evolved animal? Robin Hood, who they for some fucking reason chose to make French. What? What?
Oh, dude, I hate this. Oh, he's French. Every stuff, the French, dude. I knew we couldn't trust them. I knew we couldn't trust them. We ass motherfuckers, dude. The French. Oh my God, this is getting spicy. We eating some spicy escargot today, boys. Oh my gosh, dude. Who would have thought Robin Hood is somehow connected to Mort, bro? Dude, this is... like, I'm speechless.
His unbridled snark, as I put it, out of mockery from his disdain at an intelligent beast rising to power, not just because of the monarchy. Also, Charming did the exact same thing when he recruited villains in a cult of his own, one of whom was the evil queen who wanted to open up a spa in France. And did you sincerely think I forgot that insane Puss in Boots cameo in All Hail King Julian? No. How is this possible if not for the anomalous space and time I have now theorized this island of Madagascar to have? Barring Mort's own interdimensional hyperrealism stunt, this island is reaching and yanking the most intelligent medieval feline threat into its modern battles, similarly to how Reggie was granted a song from the future. And what is Puss in Boots doing here? Singing. Song. Counter forces from the gods themselves.
Wait.
As it turns out, the sky gods also
so has Puss in Boots been recruited by the army for Mort or the army for the French, bro? Because I feel like Puss in Boots is a very, very strong asset, bro. Like, I'd rather be on the side that has Puss on it, dude, if I'm being honest with you. Because that man is a true demon. He's on demon timing all the time, you know what I'm saying? So, bro, what side exactly is Puss playing?
A song. Counter forces from the gods themselves. As it turns out, the sky gods also have distinct incarnations appearing in the Puss in Boots spin-off show, at least according to commenter Daniel Adams, who seems to be completely correct if Google is any indication. After reading even more of these comments on the alien cult video, I've been tempted to include Aardman Animations films because the comment section was most filled with them above
Wallace and
all else.
Gromit.
See, despite being claymation and very questionable
Chicken Run.
canon, they are riddled to the core with this shit. French frogs spiteful towards humanity and a literal secret underground society with intelligent snails? Check. Chicken Run is the distilled incarnation of my inverted linchpin.
Wait!
Double-agent snail.
There's a Frenchman! Dude, the French are everywhere, bro. The French are taking over, dude. Why is everybody French?
Secret underground society with intelligent snails? Check. Chicken Run is the distilled incarnation of my inverted linchpin? Double check. Also, by the way, thanks to 6 different commenters, it turns out that my lazy hunch was on point, as yes, the B-movie lawyer Montgomery also has a name rooted in French. So there's that connection.
What?
But speaking of that enigmatic part 17, don't think I've forgotten about said alien cult's alien role in all this. So now things are taken a step yet further. We get to the Megamind and Galaxar segments.
Oh gosh. Nah, dude, this is where it like upgrades to a whole level beyond what humans can comprehend, bro. Now we're getting into intergalactic universals, dude.
Past due. The key connection I was implying near the end of that video has reached its moment, and it's why I've added the Megamind theories to our playlist. Megamind himself is from a solar system with 3 planets, his, Metroman's, and a mysterious 3rd planet that I deem to be minions. This could well and truly be false, because look at the obvious. We're going all out now, and Galaxar is on the table. Here we have a bluish alien with a massive head, whose planet was destroyed in a cataclysmic event of his own creation. Let's also not ignore the fact that Monsters vs. Aliens was released just 1 year before Megamind, and thus I'm inclined to say that Galaxar did this.
The idea is all riddled with holes and basically impossible. My point is merely that there's likely a connection. Okay.
But that's just how the Megamind planet theory ties in. Take a gander at my city theory, wherein the government meticulously subdues aliens so as to keep them fighting one another. Sound familiar? The humans aren't just facing animals, but aliens as well, as expected, I suppose. You see, in my Megamind city theory, I concluded that Metro Man quit upon the realization that he was being used. This is clear and obvious, and it's the city that is responsible. If you don't believe me that this is the case, then you've clearly forgotten about the result of his midlife crisis, an identity known as Music Man. Music Man. Random, right? Wrong. The Sky God's very own musical meme feet cult teachings were instilled into him by this government that's known to be shady from the earliest possible age as a backup plan. How do I know this? Because we see it.
Dude, I'm getting confused. He keeps talking about the Sky Gods and the musical memes, bro. I thought the Sky Gods were in cahoots with Mort. So why are the Sky Gods granting these musical meme powers to the humans that are trying to fight against the people they were supposedly in cahoots with? Unless I'm wrong and they're not, you know what I'm saying, they're not in a gang with Mort and they're actually against Mort, trying to stop him and take him down. Cause that would make a whole lot more sense, bro. But I'm starting to confuse myself.
As a backup plan. How do I know this? Because we see it. He is encouraged to share his singing in the prison systems school, regardless of whether it's actually good or not. And I'm not even sure what to do with the fact that Metro Man and Farquaad look so similar that they've both been memed in the form of Markiplier. Like, it's absolutely insane how similarly they look, but that is much definitely coincidental, I'd say. The alien connection, however, is most certainly
Markiplier. Dude, let me find out Markiplier somehow ties into this, bro. And this whole time, Markiplier is like the head honcho of the Sky Gods, bro. Markiplier was the pineapple this whole time, dude.
An unforeseen
let me find out, bro.
And this is where Mort ties back in, being the supreme leader of all aliens and animals and anything organic and inhuman, basically. We can confirm this even harder using the massive revelation that I somehow forgot, but the comments certainly didn't, that being the fact that Home, a film about an alien invasion, has the aliens assimilating and setting up their headquarters in Paris.
France!
Stop doing this to me. Stop doing this to me. Stop it right now. I need to cut away from those alien connections before I absolutely lose it. Let's return to my happy place, the Madagascar films. The penguins fled to Monaco, right? They went undercover with the chimps as a rich human, right? So they could cheat the system and bankrupt their enemy from the inside, France. The penguins know things. The animals have their own organizations. Look no further than the North Wind itself. How is all of this coming together? How is this... How? I returned to these films to evade the stresses of Megamind and Galaxar. The penguins get ambushed by Alex and friends, which alerts lead commander
Holy
Captain
mommy
Dubois
milkies.
to their presence. As
Them
she
oonga
explains,
boonga
this is
bing
the
bongs,
moment
Jesus.
she has been preparing for her entire life, as the Sky Gods have prepared her for this film. Mort's entire life story is tracked and monitored by the gods, and this is a huge blow to the Sky Gods. The big threat was discovered and prepared for, so what is this huge threat? Well, it's obvious. It's an all-animal circus that distracts the masses and dominates entertainment outside of all rules and regulations. Killing the catalyst, Alex, is her life's purpose, and her failure gets her sent to the front lines to be chewed up and spit out like an irrelevant rag doll. Literally chewed up, by the way, as she is sent as sacrificial food, and she knows it. Look at the sheer horror on her face when
Sacrificial food, bro. I thought we were done with the disturbing and demented content from All Hail King Julian, bro.
Food,
but I guess not.
Look at the sheer horror on her face when she reads Madagascar. And who put the nail in her coffin? Who finalized her defeat? Why, it was none other than the nail in everyone's coffin, the Grim Reaper himself.
Mort!
This is my point. The Sky Gods are banning death, Mort himself, but is it necessary? We see the lengths they go to, and Dubois willingly...
Oh, so the Sky Gods are against Mort. Okay. That makes a lot. Mort is evil. He is the incarnation of evil itself, and the sky gods are attempting to stop him from becoming the most powerful being ever known to mankind in the universe. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. And they sent that big titty girl, and she got clapped up by Mort, dude. Okay. Okay.
Is it necessary? We see the lengths they go to, and Dubois willingly sees herself as Satan. It's amazing how everyone in Monaco just knows Dubois. She's famous, and all she is an animal control officer? No. She is the most important character in all of Dreamworks. She's so much more. Whereas a regular officer would be shocked and horrified by this monkey-operated plane vehicle, she expects it. She has no shock at the intelligence of animals because she has been preparing for it her entire life. And I'm thrilled because she's probably my favorite Dreamworks character. But here might be the wildest revelation of them all. Who does Julian send after Dubois when she's clinging to them? Mort. And then they cut her rope while she hangs hundreds of feet in the air, with Mort staring dead in her soul as she falls damn close to death.
Oh my gosh!
Look at that grin! Especially compared to Alex's
He's a maniac!
regret. It's like he's the actual devil on his shoulder.
Do it, Alex. Kill her, my child. She is a threat to my empire, to the nirvana of oblivion.
I know this to be true. This mid-air situation here is Melman's dilemma, and Alex is the protagonist, so of course he's there, but this critical scene dwells on Mort as well. Why? Well, given that he is the protagonist of Dreamworks itself, he is just as primary. It's why Julian kicked him down there. Mort shows off his horrifying grin from All Hail King Julian, a show focused heavily on his creepy behavior. It was legitimately a freak coincidence that she fell in this pool, by the way. Alex had no visual behind him, let alone the ability to time this. It's why he showed such glum regret before slicing the rope. The pool is a literal deus ex machina from her gods. Don't believe that she's tied to the supernatural forces? How could you not? Do I need to remind you of the fact that she holds a plane back and can literally run through walls to the point where I made a video inconclusively calculating it? She's force evolved. Ever notice how she has
She's
the head
literally
of Alex,
Juggernaut,
the limbs
dude!
of Marty, the neck of Melman, and the ever curvaceous
Wait.
inconclusively calculating it. She's force evolved. Ever notice how she has the head of Alex, the limbs of Marty, the neck of Melman, and the ever curvaceous bod of Gloria? Dubois, being a perfectly balanced absolute unit, has finally reached lore significance. It finally happened. Dubois has been preparing for this film's plot.
Dude, this is crazy, bro. Now you're telling me Dubois is a superhuman who has forced evolved herself into being the absolute most perfectly balanced specimen to match up against the Madagascar gang. Dude, this is getting out of control. This is some Marvel shit, bro.
Dubois has been preparing for this film's plot her entire life, and she is a literal perfect blend of animals, just like Mort. A curvaceous counterstrike. For the love of God, the most unshakable proof I can give you that she's magically tethered to the gods is the scene where she literally sings, in French, mind you, and it magically heals all of her troops. They cry as they behold the beauty of the sky god's prodigy, and it's fully French. This scene comes out of left field, makes virtually no sense, has no reason to be included with such drama and profoundness, as if we've just witnessed a rebirth or something. Unless we legitimately have. This is yet another example
of a musical cult.
Don't tell me that French song is not a meme, because it's a prime example. It's a French classic, and this scene reeks of meme material. It's all French. Mort is the target, and he is death. He'll claim the souls of anyone he can. His own team was in a car, hanging over the edge of a damn roof, all terrified, and Mort's just delighted at the prospect of spirits for his collection. Look at that face.
Bro, this dude Mort is a psychopath, bro. Every time somebody is staring at the face of death, he's just sitting there smiling and giggling, bro. Like, oh, you're about to plummet to your death thousands of feet from the sky? Hell yeah, I'm gonna crack open a cold one, kick my feet up, and watch the show, dude. Like, this dude Mort truly is a raging psychopath.
Dubois
Like, there's no
is an
other way to put
evolved,
it.
animalistic commander of the organization and is the result of sky god desperation so intense they've created Satan. We see the fire and horns and maybe even the tail during her introduction, and it's possible she has recruited other redheads like Alice. We know she's a step up from law enforcement because she calls the policemen stupid bozos as opposed to her being a step down, like your typical animal control officer. And again, she's bizarrely famous in Monaco. It's her territory, and the monkeys themselves state that French labor laws are different from the rest of the world. I will repeat once more that Alice of the Central Park Zoo is directly tied in here, as she literally calls in secret agencies to suppress the penguins. Officer X is a part of this, thank you to many commenters. The Penguins of Madagascar alone borders on canonizing half my claims because its whole focus is animal intelligence up close and personal with aggressive humans out to get them. The Central Park Zoo is a feet outpost, which is exactly why Dubois is so comfortable killing there. But each member has their own place, some know more than others. Mort is merely the overarching goal, whether one member or another knows it or not. They only have one focus, and it's their own desperation, as Montgomery himself says following his assault on animal intelligence.
This is an unholy perversion of the balance of nature, Vince.
By the way, I haven't forgotten about the Verminator Terminator Dwayne LaFontaine himself. This guy, of course, has the same tracking abilities as Dubois, but he somehow has access to a weapon so powerful, and he employs it so nonchalantly. It has the ability to create what equates to a supernova that breaks the laws of luminous flux, and there's a reason we get a view of it from outer space itself, the territory of the gods.
Now you're telling me they're equipped with weapons of mass destruction with power similar to that of a supernova. This is a war that could literally cause an apocalypse of the entire universe, bro. Like, what
This is a supernova
what am I
blast
witnessing?
designed to kill an elder god. Obviously, with Over the Hedge being our original light bulb moment, we also know all about the suburbs suppressing the forest animals, blah 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 blah, but I would like to highlight that Hammy is granted supernatural powers upon drinking the soda, and considering he's directly an enemy of the feet, and considering he's also
I think that's just crack.
Animal, I think
Hammy's
we might
just a
at least have
crackhead.
one more semi-solid link between Mort and animal intelligence. This all, of course, just goes to show how expendable the feet are in the eyes of their own gods, like how Dubois was abandoned after her failure and left as sacrificial food. Lastly, in this insane video, is the one that seems to be important but refuses to fit cleanly. Kung Fu Panda is all about balance. We discussed previously how it quickly becomes clear upon any amount of theorizing that it must take place in a world without humans, implying post-humans. This is because, again, they use human technology and skills, Kung Fu for example, but it's far more supernatural in nature, and they all speak English in China. If this ties in like I assume it does, then it would imply this is the fallout of some cataclysmic decimation of humanity, the Great Reaping. I don't have nearly as much evidence for this, but I know it's somewhat important, so...
What did I say? What did I say? Cataclysmic! This is what I
For
said!
example, but it's far more supernatural in nature, and they all speak English in China. If this ties in like I assume it does, then it would imply this is the fallout of some cataclysmic decimation of humanity, the Great Reaping. I don't have nearly as much evidence for this, but I know it's somewhat important, so I'm absolutely going to keep it all in mind. Give me evidence from the Kung Fu Panda TV show. I remember getting a comment on a Kung Fu Panda video a while back, like in 2016, saying that Vern from Over the Hedge is actually Oogway, but I can't possibly comment on whether or not that's the case. I mean, I suppose it's sensible, given that Oogway created Kung Fu and the New World Order, and Over the Hedge's ending indicates that Vern is a key player in the uprising, but what I can say is that if you have anything to say about any Dreamworks show or films, comment it now. And more specifically, if you have anything from the
Do it
Penguins of
now!
Madagascar TV show that you think
Immediately!
then comment it absolutely, because this just got so much bigger. The big one that you don't have to mention, though, is Vincent, who we saw in the Bee movie. As a victim of the feat, he was included in the Bee trial to defeat humanity. But that's likely just the cherry on top of our remarkably solid foundation anyways. Also, many people have asked me over the years, as I have promised over the years, to discuss how Lord Farquaad's ghost works. This is how. As a prime founder of the feat, he is granted supernatural life extension. Absolute answer. And who kills him? Who has the power to break his spirit? Why, an intelligent beast, of course. Also, finally looping back to where we started, the Monsters vs. Aliens general claims to be 90 years old. Life extension. And now he's the advisor to President
Wait,
Biden.
he's 90?
So what?
Man, I wish I looked that good at 90 years old, dude.
Extension. And now he's the advisor to President Hathaway. So we're not close to done, obviously.
And it's gotta be, bro. He had to have been granted a life extension, bro, because white people do not age this cleanly.
He's the advisor
it's
to
a
President
fact.
Hathaway. So we're not close to done, obviously. There aren't even like half the Dreamworks films here, and there's still so much more depth to go into here. But this video should more than tie you over, considering this is what it's all been about. This is why I do what I do. Once all the connections are found, and I mean all of them, then I will create the timeline. That will test my plot hole navigation skills. It'll be similar to part 2 of my final Pixar multiverse trilogy. If you've seen it, that's basically the video where I, quote, flatten out the logic of genetics, timeframes, surnames, and geographies. I fear the day upon which I will apply that to this, but it's coming. Your comments are more important than ever, though, so don't hesitate. Like the video and definitely subscribe with the bell enabled. This is exhausting to the point where the all
go spank his like a sub.
Gives me severe
Give him a big
goosebumps
old
and makes
juicy
my stomach
delicious
sink like the
spanking.
roller coaster it is. I figured my disparate Dreamworks theories would all come together eventually. The same thing naturally happened with my Pixar theories in a mass interconnection extraordinaire. The next part will detail all the intricacies of the twisted evil plans of every other character, and it'll be even more intense. I'm not done proving half the insane shit I pulled out of thin air here either. Until then, though, I'm the Theorizer.
Oh my gosh. Okay, dude. Okay, bro. This was not the direction I thought that this was gonna go, bro. Everything we have learned, everything we have known from this Mort series has all boiled down to this. We didn't know what any of it meant, but now we do. The Sky Gods are granting supernatural abilities to the French Revolution for them to suppress the powers of the force-evolved intelligent animal creatures, and all of it, the big overarching plot is to take down the Force, the Almighty, the powerful Death himself, Mort. Dude, this is some MCU Marvel Cinematic movie shit, bro. Like, we've got an entire war between advanced humans and advanced animals, for which only one will eventually become dominant and conquer the entire universe, bro. We got aliens getting involved in this, making this intergalactic, bro, secret underground societies of snails. Dude, this is connected between like 17 different movies, bro. Markiplier even made an appearance in here, bro. So we got a lot of cameos in here, bro. I'm surprised Stan Lee himself didn't pop up with one of his famous cameos in this video, dude. Because, oh my god, there was a lot to unpack here. There was so much to unpack here, and I can barely wrap my brain around anything that I just witnessed, bro. This is psychotic, bro. I thought he was just gonna come in here and say, oh yeah, by the way, Dreamworks is all connected just like Pixar, and here's why. No, he had to take it a step further and say, yeah, they're all connected, all the movies are connected, and all the characters are currently fighting in an all-out intergalactic war for the power of the divine or some shit, bro. Like, this is crazy. This is psychotic, this is intense, and this is wild. This has been an absolute roller coaster of emotions, bro. I was sad, I was depressed, I was happy, I was excited, I was angry, I was terrified, I was scared, I was anxious, I was feeling every kind of emotion, bro. I was sweating so much during this entire series, bro. I'm sweating in places I didn't even know I could sweat, dude. Oh my gosh, dude, was this an absolute experience?